1933. With a twist of the wrist, we take you back more than a century to a historic day in the year 1819. 'Twas a balmy summer's morning, 'twas indeed. Methinks, perchance, these merry picnic folk were slightly balmy too, methinks. But here, egad, what's wrong? Oh, my goodness gracious! What manner of locomotion is this? 2 wheels on a stick. What ingenuity! The creation of a mastermind. And right here began the hysterical history of the bicycle. This granddaddy of all bicycles was called a pedestrian curricle. It works well till you hit enough grade, and then, if you were smart, you'd throw it away and walk. However, the spirit of the pioneer carried on. Just see the determination in that intellectual face. Hey, Mug, why don't you get off and push? I said get off and push. Oh, you never thought of that, did you? Ah, at last, he made it. Getting that thing up there was like pushing a piano up Pike's Peak. Well, now for a ride over the merry old countryside. Let's go, stupid. Wow, look at that hill. You look, I can't. Imagine doing this for pleasure. No pedals, no brakes, and very little brain, if any. Friends, let us pray. How inspiring! How invigorating! Look out! Hi-ho, methinks his curricle is all wet. In fact, it's completely submerged. And so endeth the first chapter. The next big development of the bicycle took place in 1869. It was called a bone shaker, and that was putting it mildly. If you dismounted without breaking your neck, you were good. It was an all-wood job with pedals attached to the front wheel. Even in these days, the speeder was a public menace on the highway. The dashing swain was always polite, but ever on the mate. Aw, there, my pretty maid. Uh-oh, they're in the back. What dash! What poise! What chagrin! Come, come, my merry lad, 'tis but a slight mishap. Remember your dignity. Scram! Yon maids are giving you the giggle. There you are, not a bone broken. Remember, you're always the gentleman. That's it. Be nonchalant. Ah, me. 50 years have passed, but this mug is still diving for his curricle. Next came bicycles made of iron instead of wood. The large bike was called the Extraordinary. The smaller one was called the Ordinary. It was ridden by the more dignified gentleman, like the one with the broccoli on his chin. The Extraordinary was introduced in 1879 by Singer, the sewing machine man. We've been in stitches ever since. And then came the first rumble seat. It kept little Willie off the street, but not always out of the gutter. The rumble seat was also used for other purposes. For instance, someone then figured out that if a 2-wheel bike was good, the 3-wheel machine must be 50% better. So the tricycle made its appearance. This one was a family affair. Papa's feet did all the work. Mama probably had fallen arches. Again, the speeders were the warts on the nose of the universe. Reckless, raucous rumming, rushing riotously hither, thither, and hither. What speed! What abandon! Uh-oh, look. 80 years have passed, and he's still at it. Hi-ho, and a merry-o, the sensation of 1900. 4 uncles of the 4 Marx brothers. Hiya, boys. Then came the invention of the coaster brake, and with it the dude and his store Katie. The girls, they were sweet and shy. Well, they were sweet. The bicycle had now come into its own. Pneumatic tires, gear change, shiny nickels, a drop frame for the convenience of the ladies, coached the brake. And now their first ride together as the country sang,
Lady, lady, give me your answer. I'm half crazy over the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you'll sweet on the seat of a bicycle built for two.
but the romance of the bicycle passed out of the picture with the advent of the automobile. It took a strong back to start this vibrator. Success! The percolator hummed like a concrete mixer. And now for a dash around town at the breakneck speed of 15 miles an hour. Let's go! Skidoo, oh you kiddo, 23, they're off in a mess of goggles, gauntlets, linen dusters, veils, and bustles. What fun! And so the two-wheeler became a relic of the past until 1933, when bicycling again took the country by storm. It started in California when the gals put on shorts, and the boys looked, and looked, and looked. In fact, some of the poor guys went practically blind, including your humble announcer. But as you can see, it's a treat for sore eyes, yowzer, and great for the hips. Yes, sir, it's great for the hips. And when I say hips, I mean hips. Meet Mrs. King Kong. Minnie, for you. What's eating her? Oh, and there was Minnie's old man, kicking the gong around. Minnie is determined to take off a ton or two, even if the boyfriend strains his lumbo sacralis. And boy, when you strain your sacralis, you're straining something. Besides being a swell exerciser, the bike is an aid to the shopping housewife in slacks. Rather snappy mama, what? In the afternoon, Mama has another use for the bike. It's a buggy ride for Monsieur Baby. Mama spank. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, you can't blame Baby for that, after all. The bicycling costume in Hollywood is covering less territory every day. Imagine, kiddies, what 1934 has in store for us. This is a great way to strengthen the ankle, the calves, the thighs, the hips. In fact, it's great exercise. The gay 90s were okay, but you can't exactly complain about the thirsty 30s. This brunette, for instance. Or this galloping bit of red-headed pulchritude. Or this platinum blonde. Reading from left to right, faith, hope, and o'clarity. And what have we here? Eyes front, smart guy. Look out! And today, as in the days of old, flirting is one thing and bicycling is another, and never the twain shall meet. So let this be a lesson to you guys. 114 years later, at last, victory! He's found his curricle.